Shannon. This is our Beyond the Bar workout. I'm calling this class Barre Lift because really my idea is that everything that we're doing, we're trying to lift it up rather than let it hang down. So the idea is that we're lifting all the parts of our body that we want, and hopefully lifting our spirits at the same time. So if I start referring to this class as Barre Lift, you know what I'm talking about, and hopefully it'll give you a lot of motivation to start lifting some of the parts of our body that we want to see come off of the ground. So today you are going to need quite a few things. We're going to need a stability support. So if you have a chair, if you have a bar stool, even if you have a wall, we're going to end up using the wall later today, and I'm going to actually move the plant over. So we're going to save that for the very end of the class. We're also going to need a set of heavier weights if you have a set of lighter weights. The lightest I have is 5 pounds. We're going to need a slider. You can also use socks, or I'm going to use a hand towel. Bands if you have them. And as always, a block is really helpful to have for some of the sequences. So I just want you to come in, widen up your feet. Let's loosen up today. So let's just take a nice deep inhale. And let's just exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale. And then exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And roll out your head a little bit. Go the other direction. And I know when we're in the house, it's harder. Sometimes when you come to the studio, you've already been moving around a lot. And in the house, you might not have. You might have gotten your cup of coffee, gotten out of your pajamas, and onto your mat, hopefully. So we're going to start just a little bit slower today. I want you to think about bending your knees, and then just reach and extend up. And then exhale, touch the ground. Let's do about 5 of these. And if you want to go a little faster, you can. For 4 and 3, loosening up the body. 2 and 1. We're going to go to the right side. So reaching over, stretch. If you can touch the ground, touch the ground. Think about pulling your tailbone back as you do this and rising up onto the left toes. Last 2. Last 1. I know I'm waking up a little slower today. Reaching over. Let's find 5 more like this. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Nice. Come back into the center. Take the legs out a little bit wider and extend the legs out and see if you can start moving a little side to side. And as you're moving side to side, think about pushing into the pinky toes, the big toes, and start to lighten up the hands. So a little less pushing, a little more moving, and a little bit more stability in the legs. And see if you can shift a little side to side. Start to kick on the glutes by squeezing the shoulders back and pulling the tailbone slightly forward, and then sink down a little bit more. Now staying in this position, draw the shoulders back, push the hips forward, and see if you can take the hands to the insides of the thighs and move it back 1 inch. And then bring them in and back an inch and in. And just find these little flutters, kind of pushing the thighs out, kicking on the glutes. Pull the shoulders back. Let's find 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to rise up high onto the right toes, and I want you to keep pushing back. So keep pushing back for 10, 9, 8, 7. You might take the hands to the heart. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay back. Push the thighs back. Find these little dips. Squeeze the glutes so the tailbone is slightly tucking forward. Shoulders are back. Last 5. And 4, and 3, that left glute starting on 2, and 1. Bring the right heel down, left heel lifts. And again, take the hands to the thighs. See if you can push back a little bit and find those little pushes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back, hold back. Find those little dips. So these are really small. And trying to find the stability, keep pushing the hips forward. So you're fighting the glutes and you're also opening the hips here. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Bring those heels down and then lift the heels up. And then bring them down. We're gonna lift up 1 and down, and 1 and down. So up and down, and up and down. Squeeze and down. Little lift and down. Little lift. So it doesn't have to be a huge lift. If you're able to lift up a little higher, lift higher, but try to keep the firmness of the thighs pressing out. We're just kind of playing with our balance here. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Keep those legs kicking back. Last 2. Last 1. Hold up on the toes if you can. Push the thighs back, sink down just a little bit. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Bring those heels down. Oh, take the legs in. Walk them in a little bit. Cross your right leg over your left and just bow into it. Maybe frame the fingers. Take the head down and move your tailbone a little side to side. Now, as you're here, maybe ribs towards thighs. So you can straighten and bend, and just doing this a few times. Deepening the breath. Inhale through the nose. Maybe exhale, sigh it out. And then roll it up a vertebra at a time and uncross that left leg. And then just take it back over, bow into it. Bend your knees, straighten and bend. And again, you might not straighten all the way. It's okay. Just loosening up the hips a little bit. Last 2. Last 1. Bend the knees, roll it up, super slow. Nice. Shake the legs out a little bit. We're going to come to this, get your stool. And I want you to think about taking your feet. You're going to bring your feet so the heels come together and you're going to press into the pinky toes. And notice as you press into the pinky toes, it's going to kind of kick on the glutes. Now as I'm here, I'm going to bring myself into a little plie. So I want you to think about going down for 2, up for 2, squeeze, 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 down and up. And that squeezing action, really important. So we've got 4 more like this. Down and squeeze and down and squeeze. Last one, I want you to hold down and squeeze. Here we go. Stay down, lift the heels. So I'm going to lift the heels lower. Lift, lower. Now see if you can sink the heels back together and down. Lift, lower. Now I'm staying in the squat and I'm squeezing my tailbone forward. Lift and lower. Hips are over the heels. Lift and lower. Squeeze, lift, lower, lift, lower. 4 like this, down. 4, 3. We're going to stay up on 1 and 2 and 1. Hold up, little dip, lift, little dip, lift. So I want you to think about squeezing as you come up, but not straightening the legs. Can I turn on the glutes and squeeze? Squeeze. I know this thing moves. Squeeze and squeeze. Lift. Squeeze. Squeeze into the glutes. Let's find 4, 3. We're going to stay down on 1, 2, 1. Hold here. Lower, lift, lower, lift. So pull the heels together. Pull in and lift. Pull in and lift. Pull in. Now push the tailbone forward. So it's almost like I'm trying to tuck a little bit more, turning on those glutes and draw the shoulders back. We've got 5. Lift. 4. Lift. Really pulling the rib cage in. Last 2. Last 1. Stay up on the toes. Think about sinking. Little dip. Little dip. So super small little movements for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Turning on the glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to hold here. I know this thing moves. It's no support. And I'm going to push those thighs out, 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 out. So I'm pushing out as much as you can. Push into your pinky toes a little bit as you do this. So 10, back, 9, 8, 7, pushing back, 6, 5, squeezing, 4, 3, keep squeezing out, 2, 1, hold here, lower. Now as I lower, I want you to think about pushing back. So we're going to do these little pushbacks and we're going to go down for 2. So down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2. Push back as far as you can and down or up. Down for 2 and up for 2. Down for 2 and up for 2. 5 more. Down for 2 and up for 2. Down for 2, up for 2. I'm shaking. Down for 2 and up for 2. Last 2. Down for 2, up for 2. Last one. Down for 2, up for 2. Draw those heels in, straighten the legs. Oh, this thing moving is quite challenging. So my mind is going all over the place and this thing is just all over the place. So I have to find a better situation than a bar stool that just has no stability. All right, so now I want you to face towards the stool. You're gonna keep those heels together, but as you're here, I want you to think about stepping your right foot back. And you're gonna step your right foot back, so it's literally just a step back and the heels are kind of lining up. Now I want you to rise up onto your toes and then sink down a little bit. So I'm gonna sink down, I'm gonna press the back right heel down. And as you do this, you're gonna feel this right glute connect. Now I'm gonna stay up on the left toes. So I'm gonna bring the right leg out and crunch. And down and press. And I was gonna think of, like, if you're stomping something just with your heel, and you're trying to kind of hide it, press it down. Now keep the belly button pulling in, ribs are pulling back, squeeze, plie, squeeze, plie. So that squeeze is when that leg is straight, squeeze the glute for 10, and 9, and 8, squeeze that glute, 7, stay up on those left toes, 6, and 5, 4, we're gonna add a little plie, 3, and 2, and 1, plie, press. So it's plie, press, plie, press. Let's find 10, press, 9, press. Pull the ribs underneath the breastbone. So keep pulling the ribs back, pulling the shoulders back, keep that left knee out. 5 more, press, 4, press, 3, stay in that plie, 2, and 1. Stay in the plie and bring the knees out. So I'm pressing out, and out, out, and out. For 10, 9, 8, just press back. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down for 2, and up for 2. Down for 2, and up for 2. Little tuck of that tailbone, and up, squeezing in, and down for 2, and up for 2. Down for 2, and up for 2. 4 more. Down for 2, and up for 2. Down for 2, and up for 2. Last 2. Down for 2, and up for 2. Last one. Down for 2, and up for 2. Coming down, both heels and lift. Both heels come down and lift. Both heels and lift. Now staying in my plie, pushing the hips slightly forward, lift. Squeeze the glutes towards each other. So I'm squeezing the inner thighs. Really squeeze this right glute in towards this left glute. Squeeze, squeeze. Last 5, last 4, last 3. We're going to find those little dips. Last 2, last 1, lift, dip. So little dip, dip, and dip. And kind of pulsing here for 10 and 9 and 8. We're going to add those press backs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here and press out and out and out and out. Press out and out. Last 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Oh, I know. Shake it out. Oh, working into the hips, shaking out those legs, maybe getting stiff. We have that other side. And on these, I'm just wholly thankful that both hands are on the bar stool to keep it a little bit more stable. So this time, I want you to again start with your heels together. Stand up really tall, squeeze your glutes, and try to lift your rib cage actually underneath your breastbone as much as you can. So kind of pull the ribs back, but pull the shoulders back as you're doing this too. And tuck the tailbone a little bit. So the tailbone is always a little forward. Now I'm going to find that plie. I'm going to step the left foot back, and I'm going to squeeze here. And I just want you to lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. We're going to find that press back in a moment for 5 and 4. We'll rise onto the left toe. 3 and 2 and 1. So lift that heel and press it down. So press back, I'm sorry, plie. Press back, plie. So I'm squeezing into the left glute. Now on this first one, both my heels are down. So press and plie. Press, plie. Press back, plie. Press back, plie. So it's giving my left glute time to kind of kick on. So as you straighten that leg, squeeze the glute. For 5, rising onto the toes. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Stake it up to the toes, and then this time I'm going to press that leg back, find that little plie. So press, plie. Now stay up on the right toes. Press back, plie. Press back, plie. Squeeze the left glute. Press into the left heel. For 10, plie. 9, plie. 8, plie. You've got this. Squeezing into both glutes as I'm doing this, but pressing a little bit more energy into that left heel. For 5, stay up on 1. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Find that plie and down and squeeze. So down for 1 and squeeze. Down, squeeze, down, squeeze, down, squeeze, down, squeeze. We're going to push those legs out in a moment. You've got 10, lift, 9, lift, squeeze the glutes, 8, squeeze, 7, squeeze, 6, squeeze, 5, keep squeezing, 4, squeeze, 3, squeeze, 2, squeeze, 1, hold here. So pressing out. So start to press the legs out a little bit, flatter, flatter, and flatter. So let's go down for 2. So down for 2, and up for 2. 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 Come on. Down for 2, and up for 2. Down for 2, and up for 2. Last 4. Down for 2, and up for 2. Down for 2, and up for 2. We're going to hold that plie. Last one. And up. Let's hold down and pressing out. So just press and press and press and press and press and press for 10, 9, 8. Push the hips slightly forward. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Find those little dips. 2 and 1, little dip. So little movements, pressing in, squeezing the glute. I know that left calf, if you're like mine, is going crazy. Little tug of that tailbone. So I'm working into the glutes here for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. Down for 2 and up for 2. Down for 2 and up for 2. Squeeze the glutes for 2 and up for 2. Down for 2, up for 2. Last 5. Down for 2 and up for 2. Last 4. Down for 2, up for 2. Last 3. Down for 2 and up for 2. Last 2. Down for 2 and up for 2. Last 1. Down for 2 and up for 2. Let's hold down, pressing those legs out. So out and out and out and out. Squeeze the glutes towards each other for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, bring those feet down, shake them out. Woo! All right, so we're gonna still use our bar or our chair, but you don't need it right this second. I'm gonna have you grab onto your heavier weight. All right, so grabbing onto your heavier set of weight, we're just gonna come into squat. So take your feet out, back to the width of your mat. Now, if you have knee issues, if you have lower back issues, maybe using a lighter set of weight, make sure you're not rounding the back. And this can be a really big problem. But I also don't want to over-S the back either. So I'm going to take the weight right about so they're chest level and elbows are pointing down. Now, as I'm here, I want to think about pushing back, draw the belly in, and maybe the elbows come to the knees. Now, as you come up, it's down and up. So squeeze and up, down and up. We'll do 10 like this. 9, squeeze. 8, squeeze. 7, squeeze. 6, pushing the bottom back, pushing through the heels. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift up. So down for 2, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2. So slowing it down for 2, up for 2. Squeeze the glutes down for 2, up for 2. Last 4 like this for 2. Now, if these weights start to get too heavy, you can drop a weight or you can pick up a weight. You can take no weights, or you can just do these squats. So kind of see what works for you. Last one. We're gonna go down for 3. So 1, 2, 3, touch down, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Gaze up slightly. So I'm lifting my chest, pushing into my heels, and 3. Push through, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Last 3 like this. 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Last 2 like this. 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Last 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Drop the hands for a moment, shake out the wrist. So we're gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna have you bring the hands in just a little bit more so they come to the chest. Elbows still face down. Draw your belly button in. We're gonna go down for 4. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Last 2 like this. 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. Last one, stay down. 2, 3, 4. So tiny curl. So curl the lower back. Lift up an inch and down. Let's go 10, 9, 8. Just get those elbows up. 7, squeezing into the glutes. 6, push more weight back. 5, lift the toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those elbows down all the way back up. Woo, nice job. We're going to take those weights down. I'm going to have you grab onto your slider. Take your slider underneath the left leg so the glutes are properly kicked on. Now we're going to find a side lunge. And this side lunge is really important. Sometimes I see people side lunge and the body is all the way over the knee. And I really don't want to do that. I want to think about pushing the glutes back just like we did with that squat. So when you're taking your hands here, think about pushing your bottom back and allowing the leg to come out. Now keeping the shoulders square, lifting up. Lower, lift. Now if you can, start working in so you're not using any weights. Let's find 10, press up. 9, press up. 8, maybe those arms are reaching back, shoulders are squeezing together. 5 more. And 4, proper weight into the big toe and the pinky toe so that knee is tracking forward. Last 3. Last 2, stay out on 1. Last 1, hold here in 1 inch and out. In, inch, and out. Now keep lifting this left shoulder. So sometimes I lift and I turn and rotate, and that causes a lot of strain. So you can even take one hand to your belly, one hand to your back, making sure you're pulling the chest forward and the bottom back. So the chest and the bottom are almost playing this little tug of war with each other. Let's find 5 more like this. Pressing back. 4, back. 3, back. 2, back. 1, hold out. 1, 2, down, 2. Up, 2, down, 2. Up, 2. Make sure you're pushing back into that glute. 2, down, 2. Up, 2, down, 2. Up, 2, down, 2. Last 4. I know it's burning. Drive an elbow in. 3, and out. And 2. Keep lifting that left shoulder so it stays in alignment with the right. Last 2, and down. Last 1, and down. Hold down. Hold the arms back. Hold here. Push the weight back into the right heel. Lift the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, pressing up. Woo. We have that other side. So taking on, using your slider, knowing that if you need something, those hands can be here. Again, when I'm doing this, I'm not overarching the back, so I shouldn't feel this curve. I'm pulling the belly in, and the bottom is pulling in one direction as the shoulders are pulling in another. So it's stretching, and it should feel more elongation of the spine rather than this dip and this compression in the spine. Now, really important, push your bottom back. And when I push my bottom back, I can easily lift my toes, but I don't want to keep them up the whole time, because what happens is the knee starts to track around. So press just into the pinky toe and the big toe. Let the 3 toes in the center get really light. Now I'm going to press out and up and out and up. And sometimes I use the chair at first to try to pull the tailbone back. And also notice what's going on with the shoulders. Keeping that right shoulder slightly lifted, and find a spot in front of you to focus on. Now, you can do this with the arms reaching down, or even by your side. That's good. Pull the belly in for 10, inside, 9, lift up, 8, lift, 7, lift, 6, lift, 5, and 4, 3. You're gonna hold it out on 1, 2, and 1. Hold it out here. Lift it in and out. Lift up and out. So just coming 1 inch. Now maybe taking the hand to your belly. Other hand comes to the back. Lift that right shoulder a little bit. Square the shoulders. You've got these for 8 and down. 7, down. 6, pushing back into the left glute, getting as low as you can for 5. 4, we've got those 2s. 3, and 2, and 1. We're going to come in for 2. So 1 and 2, and then go out for 2. And up for 2. Down for 2. And up for 2. And down for 2. And up for 2. And down for 2. Push back into that heel. Root into the big toe. Have that pinky in. Lighten the 3 toes in the center. And press up for 2. And down for 2. And up for 2. 4 more. Down for 2. And up for 2. Down for 2. 3. Come on, you've got these. I know they're hard. And 2. Oh, come on, keep it out on 1, 2, down for 2. Hold here. Hold here. Pull the belly in. Keep extending the chest forward. Lean back a little bit. Let's hold this for 5. Bring it into the big toe. Pinky toe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, inhale. Woo. I know those are so challenging. All right, so you are almost done with those. You're going to grab onto 1 of your heavy weights. Just 1. So I'm going to take that slider back over towards that left side. Take your weight, and I want you to take your weight into your right hand. So I'm going to put a little bit more pressure here, and I'm going to extend this leg out. Now extend out, lean down, and pull the belly in. So again, take this little round out of the back. Now I want you to think about lifting that weight and then lifting the leg. Lift, 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 lift. So pull the weight, so you're getting a little bit of a tricep pull. The fingers are going to turn forward. So I'm rotating the forearm. Forward, down. Forward, lift the leg. Lift the arm, lift the leg. We've got 5. Lift. And 4. Lift. 3. Lift. 2. Lift. Last one. Lift and lift. Now keep the weight reaching down and find balance in the right foot. Push into the right big toe. So that knee is reaching a little towards the left side. Kick on the inner thighs. 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the toes on that slider. Lower, lift. We're going to find just about 20 of these little fast ones. So I want you to find 20, 19, 18, 17. If you can, left hand comes to your hip. 16, push back, push into the big toe, push into the pinky toe. Heel is grounded. Come on, 10 more. 9, keep it out on 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Take the left hand back to the bar stool of the chair, and then bring that right or left foot behind you. Little dip, bend, little dip. So I'm just coming, I'm not totally straightening out the right leg. Draw the belly in. So keep the spine in neutral, and let that right weight pull down, pull, pull. These are awkward curtsies. I'm not straightening. Gaze down towards your toes. Make sure your big toe is rooted in. 5 more. 4. Press back. 3. Press back. 2. Press back. Last one. Press back. Hold here. Bend your right knee. Right toes are forward. Knee is forward. Take the left leg up. Hold here. See if you can dip down an inch and up an inch. Down an inch, up an inch. Down an inch, up. We've just got 8. Up. 7. Up. Pull the navel in. 4, 5. And 4. 3. 2. 1. Oh, bring it in. All right, we are done with that right glute for a little bit. You're gonna take that towel over towards that left side. Oh, my towel is coming totally apart. Whew, moved my toes just in time. All right, so again, coming to the other side. This time that left leg is going to be stable. You're gonna hold the weight in your left hand. Now first, I'm trying to work the inner thigh as well. And I really want you to focus on putting your spine in neutral. So weight is back, right toes are gonna be on that slider. And don't be so close to the chair. You wanna be back a little bit so you have a little room. Pull your belly in and lower down. Now as I'm here, I'm gonna just stay here for a moment and I'm gonna lift the leg. Now as you lift the leg, try not to lean to the left. Push into the left big toe. So lift and turn. So these are these little tricep press. So pull back with that tricep. Now try to keep the shoulders square and lift that right. While you're lifting that right leg, make sure to push into that left big toe. So I'm squeezing and hugging the inner thighs. Lift, back, lift. So that forearm is turning and that elbow is coming up. 10 more like this. And 9, draw the navel in. 8, lot of components. 7, 6, keep those shoulders square. Find a spot to focus on. For 4, draw the navel in. 3, belly is super strong. Push back into the heel. Last 2, last 1. Hold it down, just lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. Now make sure you're pulling with that left big toe. Knee is tracking to the right side. So it's pulling to the right, but the pinky toe is still down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach it out, that arm comes down, lower, lift, lower, lift. Pushing back into the heel. Big toe is stable, pinky toe is stable. Belly button is pulling in, spine is in neutral. 10, 9, 8, come on, 7, we're gonna do those babies, 6, 5, let's speed it up, 4, 3, 2, I think we have 10 more, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold here, lift that leg, bring that leg around. We're gonna find those little curtsies. So it's dip and up. So dip and up. Now when I dip back, I'm pulling back. Dip down, press forward. Dip down, press forward. Dip down. Belly button is pulling in. Little rounding, little tuck of that tailbone. So the lower spine is rounding just a little bit. Squeeze the inner thighs. 5 more. 4 more. Make sure your toes on the left side are facing forward. 3, squeeze those inner thighs. 2, 1, hold here. Now start to lift that right leg. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Left big toe is in the ground. Knee is tracking back. I know this side I'm not as strong. For 5, come on, you've got these. 4, press back into your heel. 3, draw that navel in. 2, 1, oh, take it up. Woo, holy glutes. All right, so you're gonna take that down. I'm not gonna use my bar stool anymore. We're gonna grab on to your band. So grab your lighter band if you can. So I'm gonna grab my lighter band, I'm gonna take it around my forearms. So if you don't have a band, you can do, similar exercises with your weights, but I want your feet hip distance apart, tuck the tailbone a little bit. So again, spine's not like this, it's in neutral. Arms are forward. So I'm gonna press the arms out so I find resistance in the band. Now keeping the resistance, squeeze your thumb and finger in towards each other. Little tuck of your tailbone. Draw the elbows towards your ribs and forward. Don't straighten them out all the way. Feel this pull on the sides of your shoulders and the backs of the shoulder blades. So it almost feels as though the rhomboids and the shoulder blades are separating. You're gonna feel this in your chest as well. 8 more. 7, lift the chest. 6, 5, 4, 3, hold here. 2, 1, hold here and lift, in. So elbows out and in, elbows out and in. 10, 9, let's beat it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold here. Arms come up. So elbows are gonna lift and down. Lift and down. Now thumbs are pointing towards the shoulders. So my arms are not in 90 degrees. I'm lifting the elbows, but I'm keeping those arms in resistance. Lift up. So this is actually a chest lift. So I'm lifting the bottom of the chest, and you might even feel the breasts kind of have this little lift up, squeezing together. Now pressing those arms out. Keep the thumbs reaching towards the shoulders. Let's find 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, bring those arms down. And I know, kind of feels the chest lift when you do that. Roll out your shoulders for a moment. All right, so we're gonna take it down. If you have any knee issues, if you have wrist issues, we're gonna stretch the wrists out first. So before we come down, I want you to take your hands together and just move your hands side to side. Keep your thumbs and your fingers together, and then try to keep the wrists together as you do this. Bend your knees, and you're gonna keep your wrists together, and I want you to fan your fingers out. Yep. And that's all I'm doing, kind of making this pretty movement with the hands and going in the same direction, but not letting the wrists come apart. Now interlock the fingers and keep the forearms together, and then going the other direction. All right, so hands are gonna come down, and I'm gonna come into my tabletop. Now my tabletop, I want you to think about lifting up, lengthening the arm bones, and pulling the belly in. Now you're gonna press to the tops of the toes, and try to keep the left toe down. Press the shoulders forward, and then draw the shoulders so the shoulders are going to be out towards the side. You're going to lift the right knee. Right knee touches the right tricep, touch it down. So touch and down. Now if you can, woo, I know I'm already cramping. If you can, I want you to think about staying in this rounded pose. We're going to touch and touch. So touch and touch. Now if you're able, tent the fingers on the left and round up as high as you can. We've got 10, working into that low abdominal and this upper abdominal. 5 more. 4, maybe reaching that arm forward. 3, and 2, hug the low navel in. 1, hold here, babies. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down, lower down. Take the chest forward. So round the back, and move your tail a little side to side. All right, so left hand is going to come down, round the shoulder blades, pressing up, and again, I'm going to bring that left knee up and just touch the back of the tricep and then touch it down. Now lean your weight to the left, tent the fingers on the right. 8. If you can, reach that arm forward, but try not to lean back. Keep pulling the thighs towards the arm. And 4, hug the belly button towards the back or the low back. 3, and 2, keep it up on 1. And 1, hold here and touch and touch. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach it down. Nice. Draw the head up, lift the heart forward, and then take the head down and just move your head side to side. Nice. Rounding into the back. Shift your weight forward so shoulders are aligned. Lift the right knee. Right knee is going to tap the inside of the elbow. If it doesn't tap, it's okay. So see if you can tap to the inside and then the outside. In and out. Again, those left fingertips might be down, or that arm might reach forward. 8, touch. 7, touch. 6, touch. 5, touch. babies for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find that outside for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, those are so hard. Lift the heart. Curl the toes for a moment. Press back into the legs. Ripple the spine up. Take your wrists, come, and just roll into the wrist for a moment. Oh, all right, we have that last side. Round your back a little bit. Again, feet start hip distance apart. Press the toes down. Press into the left arm and rise up onto the right fingertips. Think about bringing that left knee to the inside and then the outside. Inside, outside. And if you can, reach that arm forward and keep pulling yourself forward towards your arm. We've got 8 and out. 7 and out. Now try to reach the right arm towards the right side. So forward, not over towards the left. 3 more. And 2. Last one, and babies for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, bring it down. Nice job. Walk the fingers forward, tent the wrists. Good work. All right. So we have just a little bit more. We need to engage this lower abdomen. And as I do this, I want you to think about just lifting the feet up. When you're doing this, I'm not pulling the legs back. I'm pulling straight up. Now, it's just like I'm trying to push maybe a towel underneath. So if I was to lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up, it's just enough for that towel to come through. So we're going to find 50 of these. If 50 isn't your number, that's okay. And I just want you to find the ones you can. Spread your shoulder blades, push your lower back down. Reach your toes up, and if you can, press the big toes together. Lift. Nice. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You're already through 20. Halfway. And soft landings. I know I'm going boom, boom. You've got these shoulders down. Really working the core. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7. Come on. 6, 5, 4. Straight up. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Grab onto those legs. Ooh. All right. So we are going to come up against the wall. I know you're going to see me from the back, and I'm sorry about that. I just don't have any good wall space here to kind of work into. You want to make sure when you're doing this that your back is down really low. And I am going to cue that. Now, this is where I want you to grab, if you have a heavier band, and you can have your lighter set of weights available for you. I'm going to move my mat over, and I'm not so close under the legs that I don't have room. I want to make sure that when you do this, you're not hurting your back. A lot of times we lift up too much, or we're pressing up like this, and it really causes a lot of pain into the lower back. So take your feet to the wall and find this 90 degrees. Now as you're here, I'm going to move over so I'm on a beam. So as you're here, you're going to make sure this knee stays in alignment. I'm going to lift this left leg up. So I'm going to lift, and just the lower back is coming off. The bottom of the ribs are down. Now I'm going to point, and I'm going to lift up. And I'm going to lift and lower. Lift. Now the right foot is flat and lower for 10. Now if you want to make it a little more challenging, you're going to take some weights to the hips. And you can take that heavier set of weights, but make sure the lower back is not hurting. You're not over pushing with the foot. It's the whole action of the leg. We've got 10 and down, 9, down. Point the left toes. Make sure both knees are reaching up. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, baby, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up, right toe and heel. Heel lift, down. Heel lift on the right and down. Heel lift and down. Heel lift. Now the bottom is up. It's only up a couple of inches. The lower ribs are pulling down and that right glute and hamstring are kicking on. So this is a lot of hamstring work. If you need to stop and massage out the back of the hamstring, you can. Last 5 like this. And 4, we're going to stay up on the toes. And 3, and 2, and 1. Hold up on the toes. Lift, lower. So up for 2, down for 2. Up for 2, sorry, down for 2. Up for 2, down for 2. Up for 2, down for 2. So up for 2, down for 2. 5 more this pace, and down for 2. Up for 2. Woo, down for 2. Up for 2. Down for 2. Up for 2. Down for 2. Let's pulse for 10 and 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that right heel down. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Lower the tailbone, lift. So lower and lift. Now lower and lift. Squeezing into the glutes for 10 and up. And 9. Right toes are up. And 8, up. 7, up. 6, up. 5. Working in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your weights, and I want you to grab onto your left knee. Now, when you're here, I want you to hold on your left knee and just lift your right glute a little. Lower lift. So these are pretty small. I'm lifting the glute, but I'm not lifting the back a lot. So I want you to feel this more into the glute, more into the back of the hamstring. These are a little quicker. So press and press, press and press. You've got these. Now, let this burn out. So 10, lift, 9, lift, 8, lift, 7, lift, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up. Reach that leg up as high as you can. Bend your knee. Bring your knee so your knee comes back towards the chest. Last 10. Lift, 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 lift. Squeeze into the right glute. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab onto your band. Take your band around both legs. Bring your feet out a little bit wider. Find a frog pose. And you're going to keep the heels down. Lift the bottom up. And again, I'm not lifting that high. So it's lower lift, squeeze, squeeze. Now bring the heels a little bit closer and keep the band up towards the knees. 10, 9, 8. And notice how the right glute is turned on a lot more than the left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here and out, 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 out. Now keep pulling more of the ribs down. See if you can take your hands towards the bottom of your rib cage. And make sure that the bottom of the rib cage is down, but the bottom is lifted. Push into the pinky toe, push into the big toe, and take those legs out as wide as they'll go. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Hold them out. For 3, 2, 1. Hold them out here. Little tuck, little down. Little tuck, little down. Little tuck, little down. Little tuck, little down. Hold the tuck, hold the tuck. And down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. down, press, down, press, down, press, down, press, down, press. So little down, little out. Down, out, down, out, down, out, down, out. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Really turning on both glutes. For 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so you can come over other side. If you want, you can just take that band off, grab onto your weights. If you used those, make sure the left ankle is at 90 degrees. So this left ankle, knee, hip, I'm not overstanding, right leg is gonna come up. I'm gonna press into the left leg. And I'm just gonna start this little lower and lift. Now again, these are not huge movements. I'm never hurting my lower back. So I'm firing up the left glute. Now the left glute seems to be, for a lot of my students, the one that kicks on the least. It's the one that people have a little bit of a struggle kind of firing into. So hopefully doing that little exercise in the center kind of helped fire up that left glute. So down and up, and down, and up. We're gonna find those babies in a moment. And down, and up. For 5, and up. For 4, and up. For 3, and up. For 2, and up. And 1, pulse, pulse. So find those little babies for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on the toes and heel down. Toes, heel down. Bottom is lifted as you're doing this. Squeeze the core. Lift the lower back just a little bit. Keep the glute fired up. So keep that left glute lifting. Don't collapse into it. I know these are hard. Last 5, we're gonna stay up on the toes, and 4, and down. You're almost done. 3, and down, and 2, and down. Last one, stay on the toes, lower and up. For 2, lift. Down for 2, up for 2. Down for 2, up for 2. Down for 2, up for 2. Down for 2. Up for 2. Last 4. Down for 2. Up for 2. Down for 2. Up for 2. Last 2. Down for 2. Up for 2. Last one. Down for 2. Up for 2. Heel down, lift. Heel down and lift. Heel down and lift. Heel down and lift. Last 5. Lower, lift. 4, lift. Keep that left glute lifted. 2, 1. Hold here. Little dip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze the inner thighs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, lower those. Lower the heel. Bring that right leg over. So you're gonna extend over. I want you to lower, and you can, grab onto those weights. We don't have to let go of them yet. Lift and lower. Just open that thigh. So this is a little bit of a stretch. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now as you lift, squeeze the glute, but don't squeeze so much that you're hurting the lower back. Engage the hamstring. Last 4. Last 3. Now mind, you're almost done. Last 2. Last 1. Lower down. You're going to bring that right knee in. And as I'm here, I'm just going to lift and lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep more of the back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Lower, lift, lower, lift. See if you can bring that foot up a little bit more. So I'm waiting with the leg. Lower and lift. Lower. Knee is reaching towards the chest. That right knee is going to be at a 90-degree. Lower and lift and lower. And squeeze that left glute forward. Let's find 5 more like this. Squeeze and down. Squeeze. For 3. Squeeze. For 2. squeeze for 1. Straighten out that leg. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You want that challenge. Come up on those toes. 5, come on. And 4, you've got this. For 3, woo, 2, 1. Bring those right toes to the wall. Lift up for a moment. Squeeze into both glutes. Ah, my right calf is cramping. Bring the heels down. Grab onto the knees. Move your body a little side to side. When you're ready, roll over onto your side. Let's find that cat-cow. Round your back. Just lift your tailbone up. Pull your belly forward. Hollow out everything. So you can curl your toes. And as you curl your toes, think about pressing yourself back into your downward facing. Stretch your calves. So if you have a compromised downward facing, bring the knees down. I want you to keep taking the toes back. If you're in your downward facing, take your right toes on top of your left heel. See if you can slide it back a little bit, and then try to press the heel down. And use the toes. And the right toes might even come to the top of the Achilles. In through the nose. And then exhale, just sigh it out the mouth. And then rising up onto the left toes, bring the right toes down, and then just switching, left toes come to the top of the Achilles. So instead of down here towards the heel, see if you can lift it up a little bit higher. Encourage or guide the right heel down. Keep the arms pushing away from you. Stretch into the arms and keep pushing the heel down. Now if this is too easy, you can walk or slide the heel back a little bit and just keep encouraging that leg down. Try to draw the navel in. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out. Bring yourself back into your downward facing. Separate your feet so they're about hip distance apart and start slowly walking the hands in. Generously bend the knees and let the ribs and the thighs find each other. Ribs are going to cradle into the insides of the thighs and just move the head a little side to side. And while you're here, I want you to open your mouth and move your jaw a little bit. We keep a lot of tension in the jaw, and we don't realize until we're in this position how much tension we actually keep. When you're ready, take your hands towards your shins, gaze forward so you can straighten and lengthen everything up. Pull your belly in, and then exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees if you need to. On your next inhalation, bend your knees and just slowly start to roll yourself up. Chin in towards your chest. Reach and extend your arms up towards the sky. Exhale. Hands find the heart. Whew. All right. That was challenging. I need to definitely get a better chair. I hope you guys did amazing. I hope you enjoyed this sequence. I know I am going to be feeling this for the next couple of days. So feel free to comment things that you would like to see more of, and I will see you on Thursday. Thank you so very much, and have an awesome day. All right.